I want to say a word here at the end. I have been asked, what do we do with all of this craziness going on in our world today? It's interesting because as I've been preaching through this series, I've been giving you the answer to that question. I mean, I had someone ask, Pastor, I'd really like to hear you address these issues of how we need to live in this world. Because, man, there's some crazy stuff going on. What do we do? What we do is we be the church. That's what we do. We remember that this world is not our home. We're just visiting. We're just passing through. We're citizens of a different kingdom. And so as the church, as followers of Christ, in a world that seems day by day to become more topsy-turvy, we be the church. We pray and we worship. What is consuming your thoughts? Is it God and the things of God? And we don't ignore other things that are going on around us, but we do not allow them to be central, to be the focus of what we're always thinking about. We put God first, in front of our eyes, in front of our minds. Because it's so easy to go down that talk radio or YouTube spiral where it's just constant focus on the bad news. No, we pray and we worship. We're a people who worship God. He is what is first and foremost. We focus on God. And then as we're grounded in Him, because He's the focus of our prayer and our worship, then we can consider and address these other things. We trust God. And you go, well, yeah, of course. He's God, we're Christian. No. You trust in God, not something else. In what are you trusting, and in what are you putting your hope? Because as much as I wish we could have the right president, the right representatives, the right judges in place who are all passing and ruling on the right kind of laws and following the Constitution the right way, that is not where we know hope and salvation is found. Rather, we trust God. The things of this world are ever shifting and changing. God is what is secure and stable. We trust in Him. We value the things that God values. Make your priorities match God's priorities. Or you can put it another way, don't major in the minors. There's lots of things in this world that are important, that are good to think about, to talk about, to figure out. But they're secondary or tertiary, non-central. God is. We are a people who learn and a people who teach. You need to learn. Not just hear a message that someone is telling you and just swallow it. You need to learn. Go find things out for yourself. Do not accept just whatever you happen to be told. I tell you that about what comes out of this pulpit. Don't believe it just because I said it and quoted a Bible verse to you. Learn and study. And that doesn't just hold for church stuff. Whenever it comes to the other things going on in the world, don't just accept whatever you're told and seek out multiple sources and try to figure out what you need to believe about a thing. Then we are also to be a people who teach. That we tell other people. We share what we have learned with our brothers and sisters in our community around us. Don't let that drift into gossip, where you just sit and nag and complain all the time. But the things that you see and you learn, someone else that may not be what they're seeing and learning. And they need you to teach them. And then we serve. We love others. It's interesting. There are a lot of parallels between what we kind of see our society turning into and a lot of the things that the early church faced. I mean, they're not throwing us to lions and putting us on crosses yet, but there's some of the ideas and parallels that are there. And what did the early church do in a civilization, in a culture that was completely and totally opposed to everything they believed? They served. They loved their neighbor more than themselves. We actually have writings where like regional, local officials were writing to the emperor saying, I don't know what to do. Because these Christians, they're refusing to bow down. They're refusing to pay the tribute to these other gods. And they're saying there's only that one God, and that's the only one they're going to serve, which is technically illegal, so I have to punish them. But they're really good citizens. Like, they're model citizens. They don't break any laws. They get together and they plot on how they can be better people. And they're caring for the poor, and they're caring for the needy, and they're helping people who aren't even part of their own group. But I have to punish them because they're breaking the law. What if you lived your life in such a way that the people who are there to persecute you don't want to? Well, I mean, make them feel the tension of judging you whenever you've done nothing to deserve it. Live your life so that when your actions as a Christian runs against the laws or what people feel or what people think, they're actually experiencing that tension of rejecting or persecuting you. Make them feel that tension. And we be grounded in the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And in that, we can withstand all the lies of the world.